morning, man.
Morning. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. We're back in person again. I love it.
In person.
It's so much fun.
I know. I get to stare over and look at you deeply into your eyes.
And just feel your soul.
Okay.
You can have my bow.
You can have my sword.
And my axe. I saw that in theaters finally.
Oh,
they did that special release
while we were gone, dude. Man.
Oh. Well, I'm just happy because I had seen Two Towers and Return of the King in theaters when I was younger.
When you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was younger. I was way too young to see Fellowship at the time. I think I was like 6 years old when Fellowship came out.
Why are you making me feel old, man?
Yeah, but it makes me feel a little older.
I know, but still.
That's why I put you in the room so I can have that little bit of youth trailing behind you.
I see how it is.
But yeah, hey. I saw Fellowship in the theater, and I'm fulfilled as a nerd. Like I'm finally fulfilled that I've seen it. It was super loud, super awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm so jealous. Well, I was busy the last couple of weeks, and still busy like for the next couple of days too. But yeah, me and one of my friends, we were super bummed that we couldn't go see it in theaters. I dragged my well, not dragged, but I forced my girlfriend to watch the entirety of the extended edition as soon as we met. You should.
I will say watching Fellowship in the theater was cool. Yeah. It's not the extended.
No,
it's the traditional release. But I mean,
it makes sense.
It's still 3 hours and 28 minutes long or whatever it is. Best trilogy of all time, in my opinion, for movies.
Not a question.
Maybe there's some arguments out there, but I'm gonna keep it at best trilogy.
I want to know what the arguments are, but well, we don't have to go through it now. But I'm saying
maybe that's something we could talk about someday. Sure. Best trilogies.
You ain't lying.
But regardless, this is Brewing with Company.
This is Brewing with Company.
Brewing with Company is the talk show / podcast, whatever the hell you want to call it. A couple of average Joes drink a cup of Joe. Talks about pop culture and video games. This is one of my favorite times of the year as a hardcore gamer. Mm-hmm. It was Summer Games Fest. Some people think that Summer Games Fest is just Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest show. Mm-hmm. But in reality, Summer Games Fest is the summer of gaming. Now that E3 has been dead, which RIP. It's been dead for a while.
I wish I could have gone.
I wanted to go.
I wish I could have gone.
I'm very jealous that I never got to go. I that's one of those things in life. Maybe someday I'll go to Gamescom. Mm-hmm. But it's freaking Germany.
I know, right?
So it's a hard thing to get to. Maybe someday. I would like to go to some sort of gaming convention because I never got the opportunity to go to E3. Because growing up and watching E3 was such a fun thing to do, especially when you had to wake up in the middle of the night to go watch it. Sometimes like you had to wake up at like 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. depending upon where it was at. It was always in LA, but just whatever showcase you wanted to see, whether it was PlayStation, Xbox, all these things. We already talked about State of Play, but I think State of Play of all the Summer Games Fest was the weakest one, in my opinion.
I honestly would agree with you there.
I'm not saying it was all bad.
Because, my bad. Go ahead, man.
No, sorry. I'm not saying it's all bad. But in my opinion, of all of the showcases, PlayStation was the weakest.
Yeah.
I would say Astrobot's cool. I think that was the highlight of the whole thing. But probably PlayStation.
Which is a shame because I love the PlayStation. It's my like yours. It's my preferred console. Now, I will say back in the day, I was a big Xbox 360. But, hey, it's been like probably over 15 years since the 360, right? Something like that. Maybe
2006 is when it was released, I believe.
You told me 18 years
for the release, but when the 360, I would say, finally died. I'm not including when the Xbox One came out because you always have that cross generation issue, which I believe this generation's having way worse than previous generations. Mm-hmm. We're still in PS4, Xbox ridiculous. One games.
That's ridiculous
right now. Summer Games Fest as a whole, though. Yeah. Was far better than I expected.
Yeah.
Far better.
I did hear about that. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see a lot of stuff because, like I said, I was really busy with work and stuff. So pretty much all these reactions that you're going to hear from me right now are genuine, completely. Well, not that they wouldn't be genuine, but like fresh. So
some of the things, my personal highlights. It's so funny because we've been ragging on Xbox, and it doesn't excuse the layoffs. It does everything that we talked previously about Xbox and the CEO decisions they're making. That still stands. Right. That doesn't go away. But Xbox had the best showcase, in my opinion.
They did.
Yeah. The funny thing, though, to kind of caveat to that is a majority of the games I'm excited for from the Xbox showcase, I'm also going to play on my PlayStation 5.
I mean,
that seems to be Phil Spencer's go right now. Phil Spencer is having this you get to play games anywhere mentality. It's kind of the Microsoft thing from this point forward. But a lot of my highlights were from the Xbox Showcase, and even just things that I'm not into that made me happy. Like, for instance, the Gears 6, the Gears of War E-Day thing, the prequel, made a lot of people happy. It was definitely pulling nostalgia strings, but I think it's doing it in an okay way. It's definitely this worked in the past, let's try again kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it makes me happy that Gears fans, like old school Gears fans, are getting a new Gears, and you're getting the old characters back. Marcus and Dom are in there. They're all young, all prequeled out.
Early 2000s.
Yeah,
time frame
the
of
Gears of War.
I loved those.
Yeah, and they were fun games. They weren't like my entire cup of tea, but they defined a generation in their own right, for being third-person cover shooters. And they were just cool, They were really cool guys, seeing Dom in the big pads, and they're all big and beefed out bodybuilding type things, and it was cool. So Gears is cool.
I'm not gonna lie, they kind of got me into the gym when I was younger.
Some of those little things can, man. Yeah. It's amazing the motivation. Video games will motivate you. I don't care what anybody says.
Video games and anime.
Just watch Goku do finger push-ups, and the entire
I can do that.
The entire part of the Android Saga, the beginning of the Android Saga, when Goku's still gone and Vegeta is just working out to become a Super Saiyan constantly. It's like motivation out the ass. Like, put the gravity at 100. Just do it.
Absolutely crazy.
That was a great highlight. I'm still skeptical, but I'm super happy to see Fable. It's just cool to see.
I was going to ask you about that because, I haven't looked up anything about the Fable stuff. I knew that people were a little bit upset about like some of the designs of some of the characters.
I would agree.
Which I mean, from what I saw, I was like, I really hope that they go back to maybe change some stuff up, because that's what I would prefer. But hey, it's not my game, so you do whatever you want. However, I just miss the old Fable, just the vibe,
the aesthetic.
Yeah, there you go, aesthetic. The aesthetic
I really like
Fable, and I really hope that they have recaptured that.
Visually, I don't think they have, and I think that's what's bugging people. But I'm starting to wonder, Fable 3 is what?
Like
2009?
Yeah, like over 13 years ago.
Maybe more.
No, well,
we might be way off on
hold
this
on,
one.
No, I think it might have been 2011, I think.
Fable 3?
Fable 3, because I'm pretty sure I graduated high school after that, at that point. Because I graduated in high school in 10, so.
I just remember it's 360 era.
Mm-hmm.
And was it cartoonish just because of the graphic fidelity of the time? Or was that an art choice?
That was an art choice.
I think so.
It was an art choice because at the same time, we had games like I'm pretty sure very close. We were very close to Grand Theft Auto 5 at that point.
Damn, that's kind of a good point.
So
Grand Theft Auto 5 was on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
It was definitely a choice.
So yeah, which makes it. I like the old school Fable stuff. Contrary to popular belief, I enjoyed Fable 3.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for if it was its own game and we didn't have Fable 2 to compare it to.
Fantastic.
Fable 2 is fantastic. I was a terrible landlord.
The morality system. I forgot about that. The morality system that it brought was like super cool.
You'd be walking through town and people would be like, I can't afford rent. I'm just like, that sounds like a you problem.
Sound like you're the Commonwealth, peasant. Move aside as I go raid your village. Love that shit.
Oh my god, terrible.
Oh man, Fable brought those kind of RPG elements kind of back into the mainstream, and I really liked Fable. I'm not like a big Fable geek, but I had my moments of Fable.
I just hope it's good, and I will be down to play for it. I'll be down to play it.
It looks okay. That's kind of where I'm sitting at right now. I don't like the hyper realistic Fable thing, but it's got the comedy of Fable, kicking the chickens and having the weird dialogue and stuff like that so far. Returning to old worlds is always fun. Mm-hmm. We mock them nostalgia keys a lot,
yes, we do.
But I'll be damned if it doesn't get me sometimes. Fable's not necessarily that, but I can feel it when sometimes, like I read a rumor today. I don't know how strong the rumor is, but there's talks of remaking the first Uncharted game.
You know, I think I heard something about that too.
Naughty Dog was
I
giving
don't.
blessing to some studio to do it.
I don't know where I saw that, but I think it might have been Facebook. So I don't know if it was entirely true because it was just like a
Yeah.
Facebook meme.
I hope it's true,
So-
though. Uncharted is one of my favorite games of all time. I love Uncharted as a series is my favorite game series.
That's true.
Only because of its consistency.
Right.
It has always been consistent with me, and its replay value due to its story has always been good to me. I've played each Uncharted at least 4 times a piece.
I mean,
At least. Some more than others. I've played Uncharted 2 quite a bit because I think it's my favorite. And I've played Uncharted 4 quite a bit because it competes for being my favorite. I think even its weakest link, which to me personally is Uncharted 3, is still fantastic. It's still a straight 8.5 to 9 out of 10 banger for me. So when I read rumors like that, nostalgia kicks in and it kind of wins for me. I'm like, all right, cool. So Fable is a good thing to see. Gears of War, good thing to see. My highlight of the Xbox showcase.
let me guess. Is it Doom?
Oh, okay. Damn it. Tied for my highlight.
Okay, well, what's your highlight?
I might as well start with Doom though. The rumors had me a little nervous with Doom about the whole Dark Ages Renaissance type thing. Not Renaissance, but the medieval
Middle Ages.
Yeah, the medieval times thing. Got a little nervous because my first thought was, don't you dare make Doom a first-person melee game. And I was scared that was going to happen. But when the trailer dropped, I was like, no, you're doing exactly what I'd like you to do. I love this medieval backdrop. Like, I know you haven't seen the trailer yet.
Yeah, but I was looking at some of the images just now.
Yeah, the Skull Crush gun
good.
is so
good.
And the Captain America shield thing, I'm on board for. I'm on board for it. I like it.
Oh, I see
it's
it
probably
right
going to be a
here.
trope that's going to get old eventually. But I am definitely on board for it. I loved that, we still had like the Mancubus was kind of in there. I don't know if they're going to call that particular being the Mancubus. It might be something different. It might be riding a dragon. Dude, what? I mean, Doom is a boomer shooter and it's not hard to appease a boomer shooter fan. Well, maybe it is. At least a boomer shooter fan like me is not hard to please, especially in the Doom world. I loved Doom Eternal. I loved it so much. Yeah. I love Doom 2016. It was like the best return to a series I think I've ever seen with that kind of stuff. So Doom is definitely one of my highlights in the entire Summer Game Fest area. My last highlight for the Xbox showcase was this game called Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I don't really know. It gives me Final Fantasy meets Persona vibes.
Let me look
I'm not a Persona fan, but it's got very flashy and very intriguing turn-based combat. And I think it looks really cool. It's got this dark tone. It's a exploration RPG with turn-based combat.
I mean, it's a JRPG. I'm looking at images right now. This actually looks pretty interesting.
Incredibly interesting.
The NASA team is popping up too. But it looks like who's created this? Epic Games? Is this?
Who is? I didn't check who the publisher or the studio was.
Let me see. Let me go back to Expedition 33. Sorry, the NASA thing keeps coming up.
I know, it does that to me. You have to look up like
Claire Obscure.
Yeah, Expedition 33. It didn't reveal a whole lot of story going on. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I saw something about Troy Baker might be in there somewhere. Sorry, he's not Troy Baker. Ben Starr is in it. Which good for him, dude. Such a cool dude. I haven't played Final Fantasy 16 yet, but he's so good at the clips that I've seen in that movie.
I trust PC Gamer.
Yeah,
sometimes.
More of a Kotaku kind of guy.
I mean, it depends on what they're.
Yeah, it really depends.
But yeah. Let's see. Okay, no, this is talking about. This is an opinion piece. All right, well, I'm looking at the pictures though, and this does look pretty interesting. I do like the whole fantasy.
Yeah, it gives that Final Fantasy kind of feel. Is what I got from it. I very much just enjoyed the turn-based combat of it,
dude. Like, okay, when I was a bit younger, like when I was in like my early 20s and stuff like that, I stepped away from like turn-based stuff. I don't know if it's just me getting older, but I don't know, something about turn-based combat is something that I've really been enjoying a lot, especially with Baldur's Gate and whatnot. Now, I remember when I was a kid, I mean, Pokemon is turn-based too, technically, right?
Yeah.
But like,
well, it's a JRPG.
Not technically.
Yeah, it's a JRPG.
But like, I'm talking about like the OG turn-based type games and stuff like that, I was never into, because when I was younger, I couldn't really strategize very well. I got much better at it as I got older. So I don't know. It's interesting how your tastes can change and whatnot. Yeah. I, I was gonna get into a little bit later about our topic, but let's continue talking about the games then. I'll bring that up later.
There's a lot going on. Expedition 33, I like that it was more interactive, turn-based combat. It was very clear. That was something that Sea of Stars did well for me. It gave that interactive combat from like Mario RPG days and stuff like that. And I would say this is a me thing. I don't know how many other people are excited for it. I'm really big into 80s movies, especially coming of age teenage movies from the 80s.
So
Your Weird
16,
Science, 16 Candles. Yes, absolutely. The Breakfast Club.
Not Fresh Prince. Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, absolutely. All those movies were. I love those movies growing up. So Mixtape, that game.
Okay.
Definitely look at that trailer. It is exactly that. It gives me the 80s vibe. It's about these kids that it's their last night in high school. They're about to go to prom or whatever it is, and they embark on like these adventures of their memories together. And they're en route to their final party, and they're like reminiscing about things and reenacting in a dreamlike state everything that they were doing as a coming of age story. That hits me well. That is my type of
so it's not a
itch to scratch.
Okay, well I literally just Googled it, and the images and whatnot. I thought that you were about to tell me that, like, and then they all die. You're like, oh my gosh, it was like a horror movie.
It's not Footloose.
No, but okay, this actually looks pretty interesting.
It's definitely a me thing. It's a narrative focused game. It's like I'm definitely gonna play the crap out of this on my Steam Deck when it comes out. It's a very Steam Decky game for me. That was my last major highlight from the Xbox showcase. I liked the Metal Gear Solid stuff. I liked seeing Perfect Dark make a return. So stuff like that. I think the Xbox showcase was quite phenomenal. It was kind of the W that Xbox really needed.
I was about to say
really needed. I still firmly, I'm a PlayStation preferred. I'm gonna stop saying I'm a fanboy. PlayStation preferred. I firmly believe that in September, when they have right around September, they'll probably have their next not a state of play, but they'll have an actual showcase.
Yeah.
I think that's when PlayStation will bring out their hits. I don't know what it is about PlayStation, but they've liked to be kind of their own thing off to the side recently. They're not at Gamescom again this year. They don't do any of that kind of stuff, which kind of bums me out, because these are the type of events like Summer Games Fest, Gamescom, what E3 used to be. It used to be where they all kind of came together and had that professional competition with each other. Who's got the kick-ass showcase? You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff was really, really cool. Xbox definitely stole the show for me. PlayStation, not so much. Summer Games Fest was okay. I think it highlighted for some people more than others. I can't even really think of a major highlight from Summer Games Fest, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping that, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I haven't seen the whole thing, but I was hoping for at least something else to come along with Grand Theft Auto 6.
I think it's released, dude. Okay. So I'm gonna. I guess it's a hot take. I don't really know. Maybe it's not. I don't like the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. Here's why.
Interesting.
The only reason why. The trailer is phenomenal. This is why I don't like it. It's a great trailer.
Wait, I know what you're about to say.
The minute you put the 2025 on the damn thing, on a 2023 trailer, I was like, you've immediately destroyed my interest now, because I knew this game was coming. Everybody knew this damn game was coming. It was going to be the most sold thing in human history.
Probably.
It will, because Grand Theft Auto 5 is already the most sold media property in human history.
Oh yeah, that's I think I looked that up a couple of years ago. Like it's still
the number one sold media property in the entire
media property,
history.
Not just
video games.
Media property. Like what? I would assume maybe the Bible.
Yeah, the Beatles.
Maybe the Bible.
Drake.
Bible beat it, but that's it.
No, it's the most sold media property in the entire human history. And GTA 6 is gonna be the same.
Oh yeah.
I don't care how. I'm more afraid that no matter how great GTA 6, it's gonna hit the overhype.
Yeah,
we've already hit the overhype button.
Oh yeah, no,
it's already its expectation wheel is spinning so like crazy, and it's just such high expectation. I don't see it fulfilling the entire. I see it being a mass success, and I love that it's kind of got a Red Dead Redemption 2 narrative vibe in a GTA world. I like seeing that. I wish somebody would confirm if that's Troy Baker or not. But
yes, please.
I'm just in love with Troy Baker.
It sounds like him, man.
Everything sounds like Troy Baker though, because Troy Baker sounds like everything. You know what I mean?
Funny.
So Xbox took it for me. There's some cool things. The other side to me, Ubisoft Showcase was meh. I'm actually more excited for Star Wars Outlaws than I thought I would be.
Well, I'm surprised that you would say that.
It's okay. I will give it a try.
Interesting.
Just to play in the world. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, to play in the world.
I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, if it magically becomes a 10 out of 10 for me, yay, awesome, cool. But it's
way
just
to surprise
not.
me.
I like some of the faction stuff that they do. Did you see what they're doing with the skill tree? Like,
no,
you have to earn your skills from other smugglers. So, like, your skill tree is earned by doing missions for smugglers in different places. Then they teach you said skill. So that's a cool concept.
So if you do enough missions for a specific smuggler, you'll get specific types of skills.
Yeah, it like adds to your skill tree.
Okay,
that's how you progress your skill tree is through these missions. I actually like that. That's bringing narrative and skill progression together for the first time since that's some shit JRPG just do.
Yeah.
So, and I like that Ubisoft, you can kind of tell that this is actually a genuinely good Star Wars thing. It looks like it so far.
So they actually care about it? Because
it looks like it.
I can talk about some Star Wars right now.
Exactly. That's the hard part is everybody can talk about some Star Wars. This is a touchy property right now.
Yeah.
So I'm more excited for it than I thought I would be. Obviously, I'm a bigger Assassin's Creed fan in the gaming world.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Assassin's Creed.
I am ping-ponged in emotions for this thing.
Yeah.
I've said it before. Being an Assassin's Creed fan is like being in an abusive relationship. Okay, you just keep coming back, and it keeps beating you down, and you're just like, but I love him.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It's like being a Cowboys fan.
You're a dick. But yes, it is exactly like that.
Yeah.
Mechanically, I think it actually looks really cool.
Yeah, no.
Mechanically.
Okay. That trailer that I saw, the gameplay trailer, bro, I don't know what. This is something so small, but the road, like you know how like the logs were in the road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they looked so dang good. Like it's
you mean like graphically?
Yeah, graphically, like and when he got off his horse and he started walking across that road. I don't know what it was about it. It just spoke to me. I was like, this is the type of stuff. I know it's stupid. It's stupid.
14 minutes of hardcore gameplay, and you're like, my God, that gravel.
That fucking road he walked over. That was so beautiful. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not gonna lie. I did like the gameplay, the fighting and the brutality and all that stuff. But I don't know. It just gave me a better Red Dead Redemption 2, if that's even possible. Attention to detail to
just graphically. Okay.
To the yeah.
You scared me a minute. I was like, this is not better than Red Dead Redemption 2.
Because the way that the oranges or whatever those
they look like oranges. They're mandarins of some kind.
Yeah, the way those mandarins.
It is Japanese.
Yeah, the way those mandarins fell against the ground, and then as the characters were still fighting over them, I think they were still moving around.
Yeah, there's a lot
That's impressive.
Yeah, no, in terms of graphically, I feel like a lot of people were like, this doesn't look that much better. I'm like, maybe not in terms of polish.
Yeah.
Well, the foliage does.
Yeah.
The freaking road.
Yeah.
It does look cool. But the fact that this destructible environment and all these minute details are flying across, like he beats that dude's head off and it crashes into a stable.
Yeah.
And the stable falls apart. And you're like, that's some crazy.
That's pretty good.
The oranges, dude. Again, I feel like we're at the right age of being not super old in gaming, but also we're no longer young in gaming.
Yeah.
So when we see these details, younger generations of gamers are just like, yeah, the oranges fell on the floor. And you're like, you're not getting this, bro.
It's like,
the oranges fell on the floor. It's like, do you know how cool that is? Like, and yes, like, do you not remember the days of Arkham where they spent literal months on his cape?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's those type of details are really cool. Not always necessary, but to see that that's where it's going. As a video game fan, I look at it from one perspective, and as an Assassin's Creed fan, I look at it from another.
Sure.
So from a video game perspective, Yeah, dude, the combat looks stable. It's
Oh, yeah.
brutal. It's nothing we haven't seen before, but it's also cool. It's if you love the samurai fantasy, it can kind of hit it on the nose a little bit. But it's not terrible.
Mhm.
I do have a complaint though. The voice dialogue is
Oh
terrible.
my god, I was hoping that you were
The
going to say
voice
that.
dialogue was terrible.
I did not like. They have time. They have time. You have time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how much it costs. Can you please redo some of that voice
Yeah,
acting?
we
'Cause
have till
that was
November, right? Yeah,
yeah.
November.
Yeah, you
It-
have time. Come on.
It's I
That
don't
was
know.
not good. Listen, I'm not an actor. I'm not I do act. It's fine.
I would
It's
love
fine.
to be an actor.
I love to be an actor. You know, I've done some stuff for work and whatnot that, you know, people have complimenting my my acting skills. But I'm saying, like, listen, I think that y'all have to fix that, because that's going to be extremely distracting if that voice acting persists throughout the entirety of the game. How long is the game? 40 hours?
It's probably longer than that.
Yeah.
I don't, maybe. I think they said they keep comparing it to Assassin's Creed Origins in terms of its size and scope.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. I actually enjoyed Origins quite a bit because especially when it looks like they're kind of doing a lot of the world building that Origins did that a lot of people don't pick up on now.
Right.
Like there was things in Origins that I actually think in terms of AI were phenomenal. I do love that, like, I don't know if you know. I don't know how often you've played Assassin's Creed Origins, but
I played it twice and I
So-
haven't really picked it up since. I really should again.
the
I
next
know.
time you don't have to go do another run
Sure.
through all the way through, but the next time you play it, go into cities, go find groups of people who are talking, sit and listen. They will give you information about the current target that you're there to assassinate, the Order of Ancient that
Okay.
you're looking for. And they will tell you things about the city and what he's doing that will actually give you information on your target.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
that's
that.
that's not a prompt. You don't have to go up and click a button. You
Right.
just go near the NPCs. Don't interrupt their conversation by touching them or anything.
Right.
And you just hear the conversation, and they will give you information on the city, what is happening, what this person is doing, where they're from, who they might even be. They'll give you little hints on, like, oh, I might even figure out the name of this person.
How interesting.
It's crazy good. Not to mention
I've
the
never
night
even
and day
noticed that.
system
I never
with
noticed
the
that.
AI. You know,
Yeah.
Origins had the work cycle system for the camps. So like
Yeah.
some of the camps, you when it was dark, there's less patrols because they're sleeping.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
They had eating cycles.
I did see that. That's
So it-
interesting.
With that gave me a little taste of that when Yasuke gets off the horse and they're all moving for him and bowing for him
Yeah.
and having that NPC interaction.
Yeah.
Made me be like, ooh, so does this mean we're kind of getting back to that world building that you can utilize the environment and people around you to investigate and be a part of this world?
I would definitely be down
So
for hearing some for doing that type of stuff. Yeah.
the being able to choose between Yasuke and Niaue, it's okay. I get it
Reminds you too much of Syndicate.
a little bit. I think. Well, I mean, there's definitely much more of a difference between these two characters.
I would say yeah.
Jacob and Evie Fry were like, they were roughly the same.
Pretty much.
They
yeah.
played the same. They tried to play it off as like Jacob's the brutal and Evie's the assassin.
Yeah,
But
nah.
you could do the exact same
Same
missions
things
in the
for
same
each
way.
one, yeah.
Niaue's gameplay was really Splinter Cell stealth cool.
Was.
Loved it.
The way that she took out those lanterns, and then she moved when it was dark and the guy didn't really react because obviously he couldn't see. So I thought that was really
The
interesting.
vision cone
Yeah,
gets
the vision
smaller.
cones gets smaller, so he couldn't see her because she was in the dark. That's pretty cool. I did see, however. All right, so now don't get me wrong, the little chain grappling thing is kind of cool and stuff like that, but the fact that she can just
It's a spammer.
she can she can just pull herself straight to this target. Oh, not target, but like straight to this enemy and kill him in one shot.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm spamming the hell out of that.
Yeah,
That's a powerful move.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like,
I was like, she's got to be like what, 90 pounds, if that. Like, come on, that's a little crazy.
What do you think of the grappling hook?
Okay, I did have some concerns at first about the grappling hook. I was like, what is this, the 1400s,
Because of
right?
Syndicate.
I was like, come on, that's kind of crazy. But you know what? When she swung on that, was it tree branch or was it the building?
Yeah.
It was something. I was like, okay,
It's more physics based.
I see it now, because I was really hoping it was going to be like a a Batman type of grappling hook type
like
of thing.
Syndicate was. Yeah.
I'm like
defeating the purpose of the parkour in general.
Like
her parkour gameplay was actually quite good.
When she ran out onto she ran out onto a rooftop and then she just darted like a complete 90 degrees onto like this other smaller building and stuff like that. It was so fluid, and then I think she jumped out of a window too. Did she do that?
Yeah, she does the dive through the window. It gave me the
I was like, yo, that was
AC
cool.
Unity, where the way Arno used to hop through the windows, kind of gave me that vibe. I don't think mechanically it's going to be very structured. We're not getting the old school AC, probably side and wall ejects, being able to completely control the way your character moves. We're not getting that back, but I do like that it's flashy again.
Yeah,
there's that intrinsic motivation.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, the little flashy thing where she kind of like vaulted off of the wall. And
no more stepping up and down on objects.
I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no more doing what like Eivor and all those guys do. We're finally vaulting over things again, which they brought back in Mirage as well. And I actually enjoyed Mirage pretty decently for what it was.
I still have to buy it. I'll wait for it.
It's okay. It's good enough as an old school Assassin's Creed fan. You'll feel the love in what they were trying to do. It's not going to match by any means, but it does enough. You kind of go like, okay, thanks for bringing back the hoods. Thanks for bringing back the Brotherhood. We appreciate that. Yeah. It kind of gives you that. It's like, it feels like a handshake that you're having with Ubisoft Bordeaux. You're just like, thank you. Just like a quick little appreciate it. And we'll move forward. But in terms of this, now that's my gamer side of my brain loving the mechanics. I really do love the going prone, getting underwater, breathing with the straw.
That was so cool.
I loved that. You got me with that. Where I was just like, when she took out I was like, oh, that's such a simple thing, but it was beautiful.
Okay, and also, can we also talk about how is it that I'm pretty sure I've probably said it in the last 20 years, but like it's taken 20 something years to be able for us to go prone into
17 years of Assassin's Creed, and we're finally prone.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I probably said this before, but like when I saw the character like just literally get prone and stuff like that, I was like, why haven't we had this before? Like this. Yeah.
Well, I think the same reason it took till Unity to have the crouch button.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a testament on how good of a stealth game that the originals actually kind of was. It forced you to do things. To kind of kudos the original games. But at the same time, yes, it's like, how do we have a stealth game without a crouch?
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, how did we have this without a prone?
Yeah.
So, but as long as you can't spam all these mechanics to the point of repetition, I don't know. It's going to take the player to utilize everything that's in this game. It looks like there's probably going to be one way to skin the cat and it could work every time. I'm hoping something comes in and forces you to utilize other mechanics.
Right.
Well, and they've already talked about that with the weather system and how like in the winter, she wouldn't have been able to do the pond to swim under because it would be frozen over. I like the innovation of stuff like that. So mechanically, I think Assassin's Creed Shadows is going in a direction that I appreciate. I actually do. Now, as a fan of the Brotherhood, as a fan of the Creed, you haven't revealed to me, and maybe this is on purpose, because I know some of the designers and stuff that have been asked that they don't want to spoil anything story-wise. Sure. This takes place in 1579.
Right.
I need to see the freaking Assassin's Brotherhood and the Templars. I want this back. This is the entire main line of the game.
It's the whole reason that kind of like grips me into this series was the
secret war,
the forever or eternal secret war between the Templars and the Assassins, because we already know that it spans to the present day, because half the game takes place, well, not half the game, but like parts of the first few games, not all of the games take place in the present day, and there's Templars and Assassins then. So to kind of step away from all that is just like it's weird for me to, like when I was playing before, and I was just like, I don't really care about anything else unless you're gonna talk about like the stuff that I've been invested in.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. I'm sorry. I know I'm a little tired and trying to
collect your thoughts.
Collect my thoughts, but like I'm not invested in some other shit. You know what I mean? I want
to put it bluntly. Yeah.
Like I want to talk about the Templars. I want to fight the Templars.
She gets a hidden blade somehow. It better be from the Assassins and the Brotherhood. look, you want the Yasuke, you want the because they put Yasuke in there because of the success of Valhalla having the
Yeah.
brutal Viking simulator vibe, and then I think Mirage being talked about. And I know these games were in development at the same time, but Mirage kind of also probably brought back that like we need the sandbox, we need the black box missions back where we have decision making and killing our targets and having stealth as a key value to what's going on, and Yahweh definitely does that. So to shorten this tangent of Assassin's Creed, because we could do a whole segment on just talking about
I'm sure we will at one
ourselves. When the game comes out, I'm sure we'll talk about it immensely.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put 40 to 60 hours into this, and we'll see. As long as I get my Brotherhood and those things, that's where I'm at. So Ubisoft Showcase was literally just that. I can't even truly remember everything that was in the background of that. I don't really remember. It was all I was watching the Ubisoft Forward for.
Yeah.
So last event of Summer Games Fest was a surprisingly good Nintendo Direct. I haven't been a big Nintendo game. I have a Switch.
Yeah.
I play whatever tickles my fancy when I feel like it, right? So I was very surprised on how good the Nintendo Direct was.
Yeah.
First of all, you said you weeded off JRPGs. That's fine. Back in the day, did you play a lot of JRPGs like Chrono Trigger and those?
No, not really. I only really could play what my parents bought me. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Dragon Quest got remade in the
heard
2D
about
HD
that.
that's similar to
heard about
Octopath
that.
Traveler.
Yeah.
I am 100% on board of all three of those.
One of my friends is a huge Dragon Quest, and he's been geeking out about
I like
it for
the
like
old
the last.
schools.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited for these remakes, especially because it has the Octopath Traveler, like the 2D HD thing going on. I love that art style, dude. The mixing the HD with the 8-bit sprites.
Mm-hmm.
You got me hooked on that. So Dragon Quest getting all three remakes. Now, why they're releasing it 3, 1, 2? Or 3 and then 1 and 2 are a package and they're coming after each other? I don't know. I might just wait until all three of them are out so I can buy them all as a bundle and then play them in order again for the first time in God knows how long. So Nintendo Direct, Dragon Quest was a highlight for me. Legend of Zelda being to play as Zelda now.
Now that's interesting.
Wild.
That's interesting because how long is Legend of Zelda like as a franchise?
Oh god,
been
like
going
35
on? 30
years.
years, right? 35 years.
Oh my god, we're talking the original Legend of Zelda 1989. 90? I don't.
Wait, before I
might have to. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
no way.
The original Legend of Zelda on the Game Boy was probably a grip of time ago. Link to the Past is pretty old in its own right. Yeah, and now we're
and then when you told me, you were like, yeah, this is the first time we're ever playing as Zelda, and I was like,
as far as I'm aware, yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, well, probably, yeah. But I'm sitting there, I was like, wait, what? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I think you're right because I've watched pretty much almost every because like I said, I only played what my dad bought me, so I never
100%.
actually played a lot of Zelda games like a lot of my friends had played in the past. Eventually, I probably will at some point, but I've watched almost all of the gameplays for all the games and stuff like. Deployments, you get bored, you just be like, hey, let me
you find stuff. I'm gonna watch a walkthrough of Ocarina of Time. Yeah. It's good enough as playing it. Yeah.
So and I thought about that. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like that's actually pretty cool.
I like innovation, man.
Yeah.
Doing something new and moving forward with risk is what makes good games. Yeah. And to have a story where Link is now captured. Link is the Zelda in this story. And the fact that Zelda doesn't have her own combat system, the Echo system with the wand or the staff that she gets, the magic. Yeah. Cool. I'm on board, man. Yeah. I don't know if I'll buy this right away at a full price, but I bet the Legend of Zelda fans are losing their mind right now. And I love that. Even if it's not a franchise that is my franchise,
sure.
I love watching other franchises get their due. And here's the last one. The last thing we'll talk about. It hyped everybody and their mother. Metroid Prime 4 finally getting the trailer. And then doing what the GTA 6 did and bumming the hell out of people by saying 2025. Because this game has been in development since 2017 when they initially did the announcement trailer. Look, I'm happy that it's here. We have gameplay footage of Metroid Prime 4, and that's cool. But as this game series so old.
Did you see that? And not to change the subject, but like, did you see also that teaser trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 is now 6 years old?
Yeah, and I'm over that.
I'm over me too.
I'm over it, dude.
But
This needs to stop happening.
you like stop doing this. Like we all know that these games are in development, so you don't need to. You don't
They
need to
love
get
the
our.
confirm hype, and I don't know what it does.
But it
Because
doesn't. It's like as a matter of fact, I think that type of stuff now for Grand Theft Auto 6, that's probably not. It's probably not going to do that. But like for example, let's say for Elder Scrolls 6, because of Bethesda's recent history in the last Fallout 4, Fallout New 76, and Starfield and whatnot, because they try to get the confirmation of reveal hype, whatever, of Elder Scrolls 6, and then waited 6 years, and now they're gonna start working on it after the train wreck that was Starfield. I honestly think that that's going to be worse if they hadn't done it, because they were like, yeah, you have Elder Scrolls 6 and you're gonna wait 9 years before you can play it. You're like, well, then I don't want to play it.
Yeah, and these development cycles are way too long in their own right. And look, I'm sure Elder Scrolls 6 will probably thrive, but you're right.
I honestly don't.
The reputation, it'll thrive in some fashion. It has its love.
I know. I'm one
it's
of the
not
biggest.
Gonna do what people think it's gonna do, though.
Yeah, I'm one of the biggest Elder Scrolls. I mean, you can look at my thing over there. I have a whole bunch of Elder Scrolls books and stuff like that. I love Elder Scrolls.
The lore is cool,
but I honestly think after everything, I have no more faith anymore.
Starfield's a rough gig, and I will tell you, Bethesda's kept afloat right now because the Fallout TV series was so good.
Yeah,
that's really about it. Bethesda hasn't really hit for me in years. Fallout 4 was good enough.
It was good, yeah.
And I love the shadow drop that Fallout 4 was.
That's how you do it.
Which is so funny. I think that the irony is that Fallout 4 is always talked about in the manner of they released the trailer for it, and it came out like 2 months later. Yeah. That was awesome.
That was insane.
That was crazy, right? Shadow drop an entire Bethesda game. What a brilliant move. It probably had to do with a lot of the success of Fallout 4, even though it got a lot of feedback, and it still kind of does. But and then to turn around and give us the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer and not even have a title for the Elder Scrolls 6. It's just the Elder Scrolls 6.
Like,
Bethesda, I think Phil Spencer has kind of unintentionally, well, maybe intentionally, tooted his own horn a little too hard. And this whole you're hyped because it's Bethesda thing is slowly starting to decrease. And I think Starfield did that, especially with the backlash of Bethesda Studios members giving backlash to their fans. And you just don't do that. We talked about that with Kathleen Kennedy in Star Wars, and we're talking about that in video games as well. If there's one thing PlayStation does well, it's they keep their mouths shut.
Yeah.
Look at the Helldivers 2 thing with the whole Sony login stuff. I'm still not happy that other games aren't doing this. Like with the PC login, I'm not cool with it. But what I think should be treated as a win is the fact that Helldivers 2 fans were like, this is BS. They just fixed it. They were like, okay, you no longer need the login. You guys are good. And it's like, that was the whole conversation. It's like, cool, appreciate it. Right? Like, so even though they're doing it with other games like Ghost of Tsushima and whatever, but progress is progress nonetheless. These reveals, and this is what even makes Summer Game Fest. You see all the 2025. I think we should have been prepared in 2023 that 2024 was going to be a lull year. Yeah. And I don't think it should be an insultingly weak. I really don't. Game development is hard and takes time in all aspects. I really do think that us as gamers, first of all, I'm going to throw something out there. To the hardcore gamers, we all bitch and moan about our back catalog. You now have a year where the back catalog is quite easy to start getting after it. So I'm doing it right now.
It's already July, and I still have to finish about 4 more games.
Exactly. So if you're not that interested in a lot of the 2024 games coming out, I'm kind of with you. I would agree, but at the same time, it's like we've been complaining about never having time to go back to that one game. So you know what I did? I played Cyberpunk. Got to it. Got the quick ones out. I played Ghost of Tsushima. I hate that I slept on that game, especially after playing it. Awesome. I'm getting towards, I'm playing The Witcher 3 again right now because I just want to have some fun. But I'm playing Alan Wake 2 as well. And I'm catching up. And yes, I know Alan Wake 2 being on my back catalog is a little redundant considering it was last year. But still, take this opportunity to look at the 2024 games that look interesting to you. I will probably play Star Wars Outlaws. I'm 100% going to play Assassin's Creed Shadows because I'm a simp for Assassin's Creed.
But that's not for another couple months. So
couple months, yeah. I'm doing a couple of back catalog things, man. I'm gonna go and really attack. I'm gonna finally try to get around to Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah,
because it's finally a Final Fantasy that I'm gonna say that 5 times fast.
I know, right?
It's finally a Final Fantasy that I've had interest in. I like Ben Starr. There's definitely games that on the back catalog.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Go back in.
I'm gonna play It Takes Two with my lady.
Dude, my wife and I just finished that. I can't wait until we do an episode on that and have the girls on because to talk about it. That was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
But that's Summer Games Fest. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
New games this time of year. The June month for video gamers is always fun. It's always good. It's always nice to see studios get up and have their flashy moment and do their presentations. Jeff Keighley loves it because it brings him a lot of money and he gets to smile at cameras. And so I think it was a win. I think Summer Games Fest as a whole, a lot of the Steam stuff that we didn't touch on in this episode was also really cool. So I think we actually do not have the bleak future of video games that people say that we do. We just need to fix the studio problems and the closures, and then I think we'll be okay. It's not closing down. We're not having a blackout like everybody's predicting. I think just games take time now, and we have to be a little more patient.
I agree, and with my patience, I will probably, hopefully, I'll finish Hogwarts Legacy. Well, that is me.
That's you?
That's me. What about you?
No, that's not you.
Okay, well, I can say that I also need to finish Cyberpunk too. All right, I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself.
Okay, now it's you. No, I just finished Cyberpunk 5 days ago, so no stress on that one. And it's phenomenal, by the way. Yeah, I think it's one of the best comebacks in video games to have CD Projekt Red put their love into that.
Boom.
So love it. So if that's you, that's me.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you be great. You let me be great, and this has been Brewing with Company.
Stay caffeinated.